Oh my god. What's the deal, YouTube? Darkassin bringing you another video. You know, I'm hot. Got them brothers that got the blazing basketball, and anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the discussion. Single player versus multiplayer. The gamer2323 versus me, darkassin. And also, another thing I want to discuss in this video is the controller design for the PS4. So let's get into it. Alright, Mr. Jeremy, aka get your popcorn, get whatever you may need. Ketchup face. Anyway, before we even get into this video, me and the gamer2323 are cool, okay? We're cool. We having no issues, no nothing. But he knows who's the better gamer. He knows I'll spank that ass in any game. He knows that. Okay, so the gamer2323 said that, I guess basically he made a video saying about, you know, which consoles should you buy day one. He was describing the features. One main thing that I disagree with him about the PS4 is the controller. Meaning that, like, okay, the design looks terrible. He said the design looked good. And you know, guys, I'm the type, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing on YouTube. That's why I get, like, the majority of the time I get a whole lot of dislikes on my videos, whether it's gameplay or anything. I could just practically put in a title on somebody like a boss. And I'm just letting you haters know that that's all you're going to hear. Coming up from Grand Theft Auto 5 to Batman Origins, Battlefield 4, the next gen consoles, just all in general, that's all you're going to hear is me telling the truth. I'm never going to change that. So anyway, I agree with one main thing. The features for the PS4 controller it's cool, it's great. Because I mean, you're going to better upload, you know, gameplay, and you better upload it to your friends, to Facebook, and etc. But as an overall design, I think it looks terrible. I feel like they could have upgraded from the PS3 controller, which I still think the PS3 controller design was great, because I mean, it just had enough room for me to play the game. I just liked it. I mean, I feel like, you know, a lot of people get upset at the opinions and the statements I make, but I'm not going to care, because in the overall view, 90% of the time the stuff I'm saying is true. I just feel like that controller design just sucks, you know, for the PS4. If I look at the Xbox One controller, it looks great design-wise, but I mean, just the PS4 controller design sucks. It looks like a cheap toy. It looks like they didn't put enough time and effort into the design, and they could have made it a little bigger. You know, I was really hoping that they were going to make the PS4 controller bigger. So I mean, the design sucks. Good features, but the design overall sucks. So gamer2323, you were like just totally wrong on that design. That design sucks for the PS4 controller. Next thing, I hear you running your mouth talking about single player is the attention of video games in general. Let me tell you something, Mr. Gamer2323. Maybe last gen for single player games, single player was the most important. But this gen and next gen, irrelevant now. I can think of all the games that I bought that were supposed to be based off the single player, and they either were just too easy, or they had a lot of issues, or they just are not as challenging as I thought they were going to be. Such as Resident Evil 6, which was irrelevant single player wise, Lost Planet 3, Splinter Cell Blacklist. Let's see, just games in general that should have been remotely hard single player wise, they were not. Even on the hardest difficulty, these games and other games that I didn't name were not hard enough for me. I feel like, you know, the prices that we're paying for these games are just irrelevant. They're too much, because so you're basically saying, gamer, in your analysis about single player games is that, you know, that's always going to be the main attention. And it may be your opinion, but your opinion is not right, because when we get to next gen, now Killzone 4 has the Killzone series as a whole has always had a good campaign, but I'm going to be playing and buying it for the multiplayer. Battlefield 4, I'm buying that for the multiplayer. There's only a couple of games in this selection that I'm actually going to be buying just for the single player, like Batman Arkham Origins. I have played all the Batman games up until this one, so I do agree with you that one. That game right there, I really didn't care if they gave us a multiplayer, because all I wanted was a good, you know, Batman game. That's it. You know, you're in Gotham City. You know, the only thing that really bothers me about that game is that the developers switched over, you know, to being, you know, Warner Brothers. You know, because Rock Studios gave it up. So I mean, even that's, you know, another thing with Beyond Two Souls. that game's probably going to be more based on single player because it's going to be a lot like Heavy Rain. But at the same time, I'm probably not gonna get it day one because I feel like for the next gen console exclusive, we have to pay $60. And this being the last PS3 exclusive, I feel like we shouldn't have to pay a full $60 for this game. I feel like this game should be no more than 40. Hello, Sly Cooper Decent Time was only 40 bucks. That was a brand new exclusive for the PS3. Since you guys always want to debate what I say, so I mean, gamer, you have a point, but you're just totally wrong because the way games are being made, single player is irrelevant to me because it's not a challenge, and they have a lot of issues. I love multiplayer. I think multiplayer will be, and always from this gen on, will be the focus of games. Will be the focus. In a lot of cases, there's that few, but for the morally, multiplayer is going to be the most important. You think I'm buying Battlefield 4 for the single player? No, I'm going right to that multiplayer. Splinter Cell Blacklist, that was a game that was based single player wise, and it let me down. It just was not overall stealth. It was stealth to an extent. It was a little better than Conviction, but when I lined up to the PS2 Splinter Cell games, they were not, the ones on the PS2 was strictly stealth. Splinter Cell Blacklist was not strictly stealth. And I know you guys get upset and say I complain. Look at Alien Colonial Marines. Now remember, Alien vs Predator had a pretty stable game, but Alien Colonial Marines overall was just garbage. So I feel like I don't expect to buy, pay $60 for a game and just to play the single player. In most cases, I want a multiplayer. So that's why I'm not getting Wolfenstein New Order, because there's no multiplayer. I don't know what Bethesda's doing, and I feel like that's ridiculous. If they're gonna make this game a single player only game, then they just need to drop the price on it. It should be no more than $30 for that game. See what I'm saying? Not getting it. I have so many issues with games coming out. It's ridiculous. You guys always say I complain, but come on, you have to admit I have some points. 90% of the stuff, as I said, is always most likely correct. So gamer2323, good try, but just wasn't good enough for me. And gamer, if you think you like better at me in video games, bro, like people actually think they like better at me in video games, like dude, that stuff sounds funny to me. Anyway, I'm out of here. See back at you. Another video.